President Trump signed a spending bill Friday after threatening to veto it hours earlier. This week, John Keller sat down with Congressman Mike Capuano about how it affects us here in Massachusetts.
It's time for Keller at Large. Here's John Keller.
Good morning. Thanks very much for joining us. You know, from the budget to trade wars and beyond, there is plenty going on down in Washington with potentially tremendous impact on us here in Massachusetts. Let's explore some of that and other issues with our guest this morning, Congressman Mike Capuano of the 7th Congressional District. Congressman, welcome.
Hey, John. Nice to see you again.
You wash those hands, right? Just because you have a cold. I don't want to catch it.
Nope. I think you're good. We'll find out.
Thank you very much. Well, I'll wash up thoroughly. I'm an inveterate hand washer anyway. So, Congressman, as we're taping this on Friday morning, Congress has just passed a $1.3 trillion spending bill that was released less than 17 hours before you voted on it. So no one really knew what was in it, right?
No one person probably did. No, I mean, there'll be one person that might know this much and another person knows that much. But no one could. It's impossible. Nobody could read 2,000 pages and understand them in a matter of 24 hours.
You voted no. Why?
One of the reasons is just that.
Yeah.
Some of the things I know about the budget, I like. Some of the things I know about it, I don't like. But I have to be honest, it's awfully hard to trust the leadership of the House, given their past history. So, and some of the things I do know about it, I really don't like. So it was just an easier, and I thought a more efficient vote to vote no in this case.
In fairness, when the Democrats controlled the House, the same kind of thing happened often, right?
On occasion it happened, but not to this degree. Not that I'm aware of, no.
Well, the famous Obamacare line, Speaker Pelosi, we have to pass it to find out what's in it.
That's aligned. I mean, the health care bill had been available for a long time. Pretty much everybody understood it. But like any complicated law, you're going to have to see how it works before you realize, oh, geez, I didn't realize this interacted with that way.
So can you give me an example of something that's very good for Massachusetts in this spending bill and something that's very bad?
Well, for instance, some of the things that are very good with some of the transit issues, and there's money in there for dredging the Boston Harbor, $150 million or something like that. There's some transit money in there that's very good for Boston, some housing money. So there are several good things in there that are good for Massachusetts, but there's also some bad things. One of the worst things that I didn't like was a new law that had nothing to do with appropriation, shouldn't have been in there, based on an invasion of privacy. It's going to allow law enforcement agencies now to invade your privacy even more than they ever have before. And again, it's tucked away in a 2,000-page bill, and I'm willing to bet that most of my colleagues didn't even know it was there.
What does it do?
I don't know all the details. I do know that it simply allows law enforcement agencies now to even gather more information about you without a warrant, without your knowledge. And for me, that's a huge red flag.
Well, in the meantime, President Trump tweeted Friday morning, quote, "I'm considering a veto of the omnibus spending bill based on the fact that the 800,000 plus DACA recipients have been totally abandoned by the Democrats and the border wall, which is desperately needed for our national defense, is not fully funded," end quote. What do you make of that?
It's stunning. I have to be honest. Of all the people in the world, this president stuns me on a regular basis. The DACA kids were fine until he messed it up, intentionally and alone. He alone could fix the problem that he himself created. So number one. Number two, I agree. I wish that's one of the many reasons I also voted against the bill is that the provision wasn't in there. And by the way, he got $1 billion for his security, probably not a wall, probably some additional security and a fence. But he did make progress on it, and because he didn't get everything he wanted, he now is threatening a veto, shutting down the government, shutting down all the issues we just talked about. Just, again, that's somebody who doesn't understand the give and take of life that is not accepted in Washington. In Washington, most people understand that you get something, I get something, it's a little bit of everything. Nobody gets everything they want, not even the President of the United States.
We got a break, but do you believe that that veto threat is for real?
You never know with this president. I think not, but I gave up trying to figure out what this guy is doing a while ago. He surprises us on a regular basis.
All right, we'll continue our conversation with Congressman Michael Capuano of the 7th District in just a moment, so please stay with us.